Good evening. Welcome to Monday evening coffee. Thanks for coming along at a different time. Yesterday I was at Vapnartak, so I could not do the stream, though I got pretty late. I think it was about 10. It was 10 o'clock when I got back last night. We look at some law questions in the chat already. Hello, thanks for coming along at this different time. I've got a roller coaster of news. I've got some really good news, some really bad news, um, some all right news. We're talking about Vapnartak, the trade show that was yesterday. I was just reading a write up of someone saying it was terrible. It was not. I thought it was ace. Um, I will tell you more about it. And the the office situation, which some people know about and some don't, so I'll talk more about that. Um, Library stuff, Kickstarter stuff. Looking at the old notes there. I've got a haul. I got a haul's worth of stuff. I'm also just going to move me down there a little bit. I got a haul of things from Vapnartak to show off that I purchased either just before the show or when I ran away at the end to get some. I put a coffee on, but the weirdest thing happened. I went to get a coffee, the kettle was boiling, and then my hand went into the next cupboard and I got a beer instead. Really weird, but I have to go with it. So there is no mug reveal, though I do have a Birmingham Brewing Company single brummy, a Vista Hop Hazy Pale Ale. So there we are. Yeah, it was weird. It just sort of flew into my hand. Not quite sure how that happened. So there we go. Strange things happen. Mm. Right, where are we going? Where are we starting? Let's start with Vapnartak. Vapnartak was wicked. So that was yesterday. It was in York Racecourse. Been going for about 7 or 8 years, I think. It was a later addition, I think, to the Squiddo collection. Shiddo? Squiddo collection of I was gonna say news. God, my brain is not here this evening. Um, it was one of the later ones we started going to, but it probably still might have been about 9 years. I need to check, but we've gone there a long time anyway, and it's the first one of the year, and I love it. And it's always around my birthday, which we'll also get into. What else? Just really like it. It's a good show. So I had the best setup ever. So it's in York. It's a shame I never get to see more of York. For this show, because I only do the two massive ones in Vapnartak. Vapnartak's pretty big, and it is a sort of a bit of a salute of the north, but not as like floor space wise. But it's very good. It's very good. Um, so I was in the same spot I've always been in, and that's the show that I travel to with Great Escape Games. So they pick me up on the way. So I don't know, my brain is not connecting today. I've mostly been in a sitting at the house, so it's not been switched on in any sort of capacity. Um, so that show, I go up Great Escape Games. They've got a big van, so I just chuck the racks. I can fit 7 racks at Vapnartak, so I put the racks in the back of the van. Everything else super minimized, so it's pretty much all I have to do. And I get there, unload the racks, put the header cards on, put the lights on, and I'm done. I was done in about an hour, I think. So went checked in at my hotel, hotel B&B, more B&B really, called a hotel. It was ace. It was a really lovely hotel. I always like finding somewhere a bit different because everyone else just stays at the Holiday Inn or the Premier Inn and stuff. Finding a nice place. So the place I stayed at was excellent. I had a really nice evening. The lady was telling me all the places I could go to, and I thought, I'm not leaving this hotel till I've had my breakfast. There were Sylvanian family human-sized chairs there, dubiously facing the bed. Um, but yeah, it was. I got in. I was not stressed, which is always a bonus. I finished the Red Orchestra book, which was really interesting. I should put that onto my things to talk about. Let's put Red Orchestra. Red Orchestra. Um, Finished my Resistance book, and Also, I like I like tellies because I don't have a telly. I haven't had a telly for 15 years or something. So tellies are a nice little. It's good to be a little novelty. Just looking at one of my plants is nearly hitting the ceiling with its growing. It's like that. Um, so a telly's a nice novelty. So when I go to a hotel, I'm like, oh, what's on the telly? So I found a Tina Turner 1990 Barcelona gig, so I had that on while I was reading my book, and it was all the emotions at once because that's awesome. But the stuff that was happening in 1945 was not awesome, so it was like ah. Um, but that's kind of how my brain enjoys stuff. So the extra bonus was when I saw it was 1990. I was like, no, no, it can't be. It sure was. Sexy sax man Tim Capello was on there and doing the keyboard as well. It's like, this is you can't get any better than that. Love to have seen Tina Turner live, would have been ace. Um, actually spoke to Dave Lanchester, bookseller, later on. He saw her twice. What? So I've just had a nice, really chilled evening of not nothing with trash. There's currently trash everywhere because I've neglected all of my housely duties of late. But there's that thing about staying somewhere else where there's no chores for you to worry about. So just a really nice, chilled evening. Two of my PayPal readers bust, so I have no working card reader. I've bought three of the ones that are £200 each, which have now all died on me for different reasons. Thank you, Zettel. Very good service from you. And two of the well, they're not 60, they're like 70, £80 ones have broke as well. And their customer service sucks. So I'm trying to see if it's worth going with a different brand or just accepting that it absolutely sucks. But I was so chilled. I'll find a way. So thanks to Curtis at Ramshackle, who told me that you can actually take payments with the app on your telephone. Oh, that's pointless. um, and it saved the day. So because it was just me, it was fine because I was doing the payments on here. But also what I need to remember. So this button, right? It fell off at some point during the show, and I can only get to it. There's the bit to activate to make the actual phone work with a pin or a back of an earring. So I may have been going to somebody, hang on, have you got long earrings? Can you just there we go. But even with all that working, I not working, it was still just a really nice day. So I got up, I had loads of time because everything was set up. Because of these other issues, which I'll go to talk about, I only started prepping for Vapnartak on the Friday. We loaded the van on the Friday, but somehow it was okay. Um, so everything was done, and that's partly in my new system, I think, as well. So that's also good. So I got to have a chilled out breakfast, had a nice little wander down to the place, and went, better get the old money belt on. So I purchased some stuff before it started, which I'll show you in a mo. And Eric saw Tina Turner and Cyndi Lauper in the late 90s. Dang it! I feel like I've missed all the best stuff. So yeah, that I made quite a few purchases actually. So I'll show you them in a bow. I will mention how wicked Vapnartak is because it's really friendly. People like spending money, which is the main reason. The rest is bonus. People are really lovely and like spending money. I've got some really cool child fans at Vapnartak, and you can hearing people, especially kids, a little far away, going, "There's Bad Squiddo!" It's just like the best thing ever. So it was just a really good day for me, just like watching people. And it's again when somebody's aware but someone else isn't, and they're like, "What's this?" And you hear them like explaining what Bad Squiddo is, and there's someone going, "Oh, that's really cool." Yes. I peer pressured a few people to buy Turkey Man, so thank you, new Turkey Man owners. We sold loads of pigs, aided by Dave's little face on there, I think, obviously. Yeah, people bought a bit of everything, so that was really nice. I'm never quite sure because I can't bring the whole lot, so it's always like, what if they don't have the thing? What if they want the thing I don't have? Which always happens. This time I brought all of the metal miniatures, all of the lady the lady range because I normally sacrifice one or two of them to bring some racks of terrain. But I thought, no, got an old lady, and then I just put some of the bestsellers on the bottom. Um, and yeah, it was just really nice. Had a little bit more space because somebody had dropped out, so I could move along a bit. So that was cool. Caught up with a bunch of people. Caught up with a bunch of traders. Yeah, it's just really nice. Saw my birthday twin. I think his name is Richard. I always forget. But I posted it on Facebook just now, and I'm sure he'll have posted going, it was me. And yeah, that must be like 8 or more years when we discovered we had the same birthday. So each year we have a little picture so we can just see ourselves aging, aging away. So yeah, it was ace. I thought it was great. People always moan about different shows, and you know, some people are going to like stuff, some people aren't. But quite a few of the we did have quite a few traders not going, and some had said they weren't happy with um, how the traders were treated last year, and there was a bit chaotic last year because they've changed. They've got new people running it, so they've just changed how some things are done, and I think it was just a bit of teething. Because we had no issues at all. Everyone was really lovely. Everyone was really helpful, especially after the show because I was really ill. So, so they helped a lot with because I travel with Great Escape. There's always this awkward bit afterwards where I pack all of my stand up by myself, and then um, Great Escape Games, who have this massive stand of loads of heavy clunky things, I then go help them pack up and then help them get some of the stuff down. But I don't do all of it. And then I kind of look like this person who's there going, this rack here, please, this here. But because I hadn't really eaten and I was already unwell, I just suddenly felt really sick at the end of, by the time everyone had gone and I'd kind of like, right, I can not mask, but you know what I mean. It's like, oh, now I don't need to be fun anymore. Oh, I'm suddenly now not well at all. Um, so again, I know people will go, "What? This is too many." Daniel's joke. I did read that joke, Daniel, and I scrolled on. um, what's the word? I was struggling with a womb, with my womb having, which always likes to choose the worst times possible for everything. So I did do the show on extra hard mode, but I did really enjoy it, and it was not easy, but it just didn't feel stressful or anything, which is really nice. But yeah, I did pretty much like run out of any sort of energy or wellness at the end of it. So I'd packed mine up and then I was pretty much just like, I need to sit down. I can't lift anything. I'm feeling really dizzy now. Um, and I'm not obliged to, but the people don't know that it's not my stand. So I just felt really terrible. And then I'd try and do a bit and then get really like, oh, I'm going to be sick. So yeah, that was fun. But my big worry was I'm always a pitch inner, and if I feel like it looks like I'm not pitching in, I was more bothered about that than actually being ill. But I think I did mumble to a few people going, I'm not very well. I can't I don't want to like carry a really, really heavy thing that isn't mine to carry anyway. I'm just waiting to go in the same van. That's all. But yeah, we got out of there, a little bit of food on the way back, unloaded back at Squidland, and then I went straight to bed. Saw Andy, went, "Hey, show was good. I'm going to bed." So yeah, Vapnartak was ace. It remains on my shows I really like. For the golden combo of money and lovely people. Because when I used to do a lot of shows, maybe some would be like, well, I'll go because the people are extra lovely, or some was like, maybe you don't like it so much, but the money's good. But this is just one that it always makes me feel really good just to see people enjoying the stuff. So that is ace. Sip of beer. This is the only beer I've had today. It's not the excuse for my brain being scattered. I don't know what Vapnartak means, but I bet somebody in the comments does. So I'll let them answer. If not, I'll do a little Google. I'll show you what I bought. So got there, did my little skim around, and then a bit later, I met Kaylin from Bicycle Hobbies, who has the misfortune of being a I instantly find you trustworthy. Can you just hold my stand for a bit? So thank you, because it allowed me to go to the toilet and to go and see war bases. So I went and bought some bases. Um, by Turkey Man in Old Elfish. um, so I bought us because they were like, "What size? What game?" We're like, "Nothing. I've just been painting all these monsters, and I want to put them on something." So I just got, I think I got 70 to 100 mil of bases. Um, so I got all these. Ooh. Hey, Ralph is there. Hi, Ralph. Ah, means weapon take. And 100. So all those sort of monstery things. I wonder, it seems kinsfolk is here actually. Because there's a few bits that just haven't got bases yet. Ah, there we are. Perfect. So the kinsfolk dragon, get him out. I think this is 100 mil. Will fit nicely on there. Yay! So yeah, they're just some larger round bases for my gangs. I wasn't break. I wasn't quite sure about the flat base that I made. Oh, everything's gonna fall down for for this guy. So I might kind of take him. Oh no, I could put him on a circle maybe. Could put him on. Yeah, could be tempted to like chip a bit off and then make it a bit raggy and put some overgrown bits. Put him on a small roundy one. So I got these. I've got minis everywhere stuck. Tesco came while I was at the show, so the stuff that is mine, Andy's cut nicely put on the table, but I haven't put it away yet. So there's loads of stuff and the painting bit, and then just like noodles. So there I still got lots to do. So I got the bases, and then I had another look around. And buying these because there were more that I'm intrigued by them. There's some of the pre-printed war bases bits. I think seeing them in person helped, but I thought they're gonna, because I'm doing the resistance. I've been looking for resistancy things where they can be skulking about. So these sort of generic-y red brick buildings, I thought actually, yeah, especially bit more background as well. So some of those. So I was going to try one before the show, but that did not happen. There we are. So I got that one. So there's little bits and some shininess because they're wrapped. They're not actually shiny. Um, I got you got Alan in there as well. I remember on this corner. I can't actually see that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Oh, there you are. Because the background's white, I can't see how many viewers there are. There we are, 26. I got this one I particularly liked. Sort of workshop and some shine. Because yeah, I thought yeah they can be they're good places to skulk around and resist, I guess. And also this one, so they're all red brick. I thought can make a little team, little area there with the bit of concrete floorage. So we got that. So thank you, War Bases. I got a book. I always like to see if I can find a book that I haven't got from Steve Lanchester. So I got a Boudica book. Woo! Which is the idea they break down when you're done playing. Probably not. I don't think they'd stay long enough, but they're just like the MDF buildings, um, but already printed on, so you can either do them as is. But I always like to do a bit of weathering or something, like put a bit of ivy on or something. Um, but yeah, you could probably do something like that if you wanted to, or like magnet them. But for me, it's just because they're easy to assemble and it means I'll actually be using them rather than them be unpainted for ages. Um, so yeah, so thank you, Dave. It was really good to see Dave and his wife Lynn, who's doing a lot better because she was a bit poorly. So it was really nice to see those. And I got a book, yay! And terrain. I want more terrain. So let me get down here. This is in the box. Whee! Got that. Rick Herman says, I've never started making buildings and such, even painting my knees is hard enough. Maybe that would work for me. Yeah, I used to really like doing the foreground buildings for that because it's nice to yeah, to just build up and be like, hey, they're done. There's no next step because I got them from, can't remember the name of the company, a while back. Some other pre-printed MDF, and they're just really handy. That's the Turkey Man canned hams. They didn't come with that on. I did some extra graffiti on top, but only like a tiny sort of bit, and they look really good. So it's just instant terrain that sometimes is what you want. Other times you want to spend a bit longer and um make something super lovely. But other times you just go, yeah, that'll do. That's pretty good actually. I mean, if you haven't got time, having a pre-printed sort of MDF thing's better than just something that's not painted, in my opinion. So Mr. Last Valley, I buy quite a lot of him. Uh, yeah, it just says some of the stuff won't last decades, but good enough games for you. For me, they're for all these setting up these dioramas. Um, just gonna take some out of the bags. They're in bags from these little bags. I got this from Griffin Beast. I asked if I could borrow some carrier bags. He said we have these limited edition Wars of the Roses ones. So thank you to the beasts. So the Last Valley, I would always recommend. He just churns out terrain like an absolute beast. Um, so I got a little bit of winter. So all these are purchased with dioramas in mind. So things that I'm really interested in, foreground things that I can then put the mini. So I put the camera here, the mini, some other bits of scenery, and then the background. So, and I thought I could even sort of stagger these and make some good bits of depth going on. I went, oh, we got some fine twigs you found there. So I've got some of these, and that's just like, what do you call it, filler or something on there. But I'm just going to sprinkle wherever I put it on. I'm just going to sprinkle some snow on there, so it will merge in there quite nicely. Got a little double pond. Again, I'm always just thinking how they'll look in those in-depth. I don't know what's in here. Lots of bits, all their bits. I'll get them out now. And a larger one, which I can definitely see some ghouls in. And again, these little like tufty bits are really good for covering bases when you don't want the bases on show to sort of take you out of the theme. So I was thinking, yeah, you could get them in there, some in there. So I've got running out of space. So I got that. I got loads of bits. I don't think I'll bother getting them all that bag, but I got some little telegraph poles, loads of little fences and walls. So I've got loads of these, got loads of little corners and fences like this. Again, they're good little coverers. So loads of those little bits in there. This one bit of desert. And again, it's purely because it's like, do you not want the rest of the road? Like, no, just this bit's fine. I haven't got 28. Oh, I have. I've got one of the Kinsfolk little Grems that I haven't quite finished yet. Nearly though, just need a bit of highlighting. There's one of them. Look, that guy. So here, for example, down there. So then when you take the picture, you don't see the base. You kind of see a bit of it all like lurking, and then you get the forward bit that will be a bit out of focus. You'll be in focus, and so yeah, some thinner bits, some thicker bits, but they can make some really good scenes. Um, so yeah, that'll let's try and see if you can see what I was going at there. Yeah, like that sort of thing, and then a good old John Hodgson backdrop there as well. It's not like the seeing the feet or the base is anything bad, but some photos you want to kind of make them blend in quite a bit with the surroundings. And the perfect is again really simple but perfecto. Depth of field, that's the word, Jazz. I've just got this little cliff, and again, some multi-height bits, nothing too huge. And if I put a mini here, look, that little again Did I put you little gremlin guy? Come here. Should I put you here? Where did he go? They are quite troublesome, aren't they? They disappeared. He probably hid. It was probably him that made me get that beer earlier. I thought I just put him down. Oh, there he is. There he is. So again, these are all of my little secrets for miniatures photography here. Depending on your angle and stuff, you can do things like that. Or if you're not as bothered there, if you're doing a little under angle. Yeah, although it's focusing on my hair. You go. Stuff like that, but it doesn't necessarily. It can just be a hello, I'm on a hill. And then especially if I've got another guy, can I go, hello, I'm under the hill. So just little bits, little bits of intrigue. And sometimes you want something that's mega cool and like a bit of a show stealer. And other times you just want almost like different textures and colours for the background. So thank you, Last Valley Man. Always forget his name. Maybe it's Paul. I'll just give like make up names. So I got a lot of stuff for myself. Well, for Bad Squiddo, but Bad Squiddo is me. So hooray! Talking of Bad Squiddo being me, let's get on to the bigger news. Let's move my bit of notes there. Have a drink of this beer and then tell you what else has been going on this week. I can even read you my email. So not all of them. I will find this email for you. So my what day was it? I had my induction to the library. I'm skimming over this because it's more Annie than Bad Squiddo, but a few people were asking how it went. So I will now be a weekly volunteer at the library, which is awesome. Had my induction, got my own special T-shirt, so that's really cool. And it's just to help out the local library and socialise, see people outside of the office, and a good excuse to get to the library more because I can do some work from the library once I'm there. So it's kind of like, well, now I'm here, might as well carry on doing some work. So that's ace. So I made it through. And then I was waiting for the tram home, and I got this email. Oh, I've got the old librarians in there. I'm doing my part. So I got this email from the person who is the what's the word? Sort of admin attendant-y type person at the Lenton Business Centre. So the email says, unfortunately, following a recent review of the fire assessment, the council are having to inform you of our intention to close the Howitt and Lenton Business Centre buildings. The decision is unavoidable. It goes on and says, we will be in touch with each licensee shortly with termination notices, and we'll be available to discuss the matter and agree details around the coordination of vacating your premises, etc. On the day that I had the two emails were next to each other. I had one going, congratulations, you've passed, you are now a volunteer librarian. I then get a letter that says your business will have to relocate within a month and get out now, please, because we've deemed it all the death trap. So I read that whilst I was at the tram stop, and I was there with my phone in the public going, no, 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 no. There's some people going, what on earth? So yes, so there's quite a few wargaming businesses in Lenton Business Centre. It's historically quite a wargames land. The office I was in was previously Warlord. Got North Star, Lucid Eye. We did have Arcane, but he's just retired. We did have Alessio, but he's gone to Mantic. We've got Spectre. We've got Painted War Games. And there's just loads of other little companies in there, but there's loads of companies. Lenton Business and it's pretty big. And the Marcus Garvey building, which is the Howitt building next door, has a huge history of being set up and used to facilitate older Caribbean people. So there's the day centre. The day centre is a huge thing. They have lots of events, and that's really big Black community sort of thing. And I've always kind of thought maybe because before they tried shutting it down, and there was obviously a big outrage. It's like this is of such cultural, historical importance. So I thought maybe that's put them off doing it again. But they know what to do. So around Nottingham, so the Nottingham Council is one of the bankrupt councils, um, which blows my mind that that's a thing anyway. So they've been selling off assets, and I've been saying for ages that they're just we're there as like some free real estate basically. So I'd already kind of accepted it in my mind that it was a matter of time, but I didn't expect it like right now. So well, I did. There's a record of me saying it's coming because we had the fire guy last week, and I said to him, and he's like, absolutely, that's the last thing that would happen. Wasn't there, was it? Because you went and sent them a report and said that it would have to shut down. So if it wasn't a massive coincidence, it would be a bit more understandable. But my conspiracy on the matter is it's going to be shut down. They're kicking everyone out. They need to do a survey to see how much of a death trap it is. Then there will be a quote on how much it will cost to repair it, and they won't be able to pay it. So they will have to sell the land. And oh, there's a buyer already. So that's what I think is going to happen. I very much doubt that it'll all go. Oh, actually, this place can be fixed right up. So yeah, the fact that we've all got to go within 28 days. We haven't been officially served that notice yet, though I've been told it's coming on Wednesday. So 28 days from Wednesday, we all have to be out there, or there'll be legal action. Uh, Weirdly, I'm kind of okay in some ways. So a bunch of people then been like, heard the news, Annie, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, Like, if it's an absolute, as I quoted, effing disaster, um, I'm kind of go into managing mode. If it's a series of small annoyances, I can't deal with it. This is currently one large overall task that will become a series of annoyances and no doubt will become really horrible. But till then, he says, having a sip, I immediately went, time to find a new office then, I guess. So I have looked at every office in Northampton, in Nottingham. I've looked through them all. I've looked through them all many times. I have quite a list of requirements, and that cuts a lot down of what I can actually take. So, for one, it has to have vehicle access. Um, it has to so when I get all the deliveries and when I go to trade shows and things, has to have access. Then ideally has to be ground floor so that the racks are easily carried out. Can be higher up if it's somewhere with a lift or somewhere where people aren't going to get mad at me carrying racks up and down the stairs, which is a massive health and safety issue by itself, and not something I'd like to be doing, but potentially. It has to have lots of light, or some light at least, but definitely some windows. Has to be in public transport area for me because it's all like this. I've got to remove as many barriers to me getting to work as possible. Um, and then it has to be a certain size and a certain price. So I looked around. I found somewhere I thought was amazing. I phoned them up and then realised that their landlord was the council and they've removed all their listings after I spoke to them. So I don't know if they're gone, oh, we're selling that, we forgot. Let's better take them offline, or they've been filled up. But there, I'm not going back to looking at that because I don't want the council as a landlord again. Because I'm going to move some. So people have moved into London Business Centre recently. So they've moved in, gone, oh, this is cool, and then been kicked out. So if I move to another council place and then they go, let's sell that, I won't be very happy. So, been looking around. I have 3 viewings arranged for this week. So that was in the sorting for Vapnartak time, and I'm going. Or like, because I get very obsessive on single things, and I do struggle with it. For someone that runs a business, I very much struggle multitasking. So everything else, when I was like, right, find new office then. Um, so I wanted to have some viewings arranged before I went away. So I've got three arranged for this week. One cancelled today because it's already gone. Another one is my dream office, but I'm trying to not get excited because I feel like some reason it won't happen. Because there's between now and Friday. And the other one said, "Oh, there's so many people interested, we'll do a group viewing." So I'm not. So I've only got two viewings. One of them's a group viewing, and one of them just seems so good that I don't know what the catch is. Um, so I don't know. I'm going to see what happens this week, and then look at getting some more. This is where my handling of it's going to slowly dwindle, as everywhere that I look at just goes before I can even do a viewing, because Lenton Business Centre has got, I don't even know how many businesses are inside it, like at least 50. And they've shut down other business centres as well around Nottingham. So there's this huge surge of people looking for locations for small business. So the specific sort of size and area and all that, there's this huge rush on for people scrambling now, which is why I instantly went into scramble action. North Star aren't fully affected right now because most of theirs are in these outbuildings and they're not currently condemned as death traps. But um, everybody is very skeptical that they won't get some excuse to be shut down not much further on. But even like North Star got rooms inside, and quite a lot of companies have got rooms in there to store as well. So it affects everyone basically. Sadness is one. The Marcus Garvey's got a whole community there, so that's just killed immediately. They stopped all events right away, and they're all getting kicked out. And the wargame community is lovely there. So once it all sort of settled in, it's like I'm really sad actually that um, I'm gonna lose all my buddies, and I know like they're not, I'll still see them, but I really value that sort of casual day-to-day interaction, because I find that really important because I do struggle to sort of coordinate or make time for sort of planned hangouts and things like that. But I see quite a lot of North Star, because they have quite a lot of staff. Sort of just pop in on the lunch break or when passing, or I'll pop over there, and it's just that it's good and I like it. And before that, I had that with James and Sophie at Needy Cat, and then before that, I had it with Firestorm, Great Escape Games, and it's just people being around and people around that get it. So I may end up somewhere with other businesses that aren't war games, but so that would be ideal. But having someone that gets it, where you can just sort of wander in with a cup of tea and go, bloody hell, what's happened here, sort of thing, or can you miniature? It's really valuable. So I'm really sad that that will be gone. Everyone's looking at different places, and so a few people have said, like, maybe if you could look at North Star, but they've got a whole other thing going on, and they are looking for something different. We've got Curtis at Ramshackle looking for somewhere, and he's looking for more of an industrial, so that wouldn't really work. And I don't want to go anywhere where I'm financially tied to another company. So the ideal situation is where there's somewhere like Lenton Business Centre where all these different rooms are sublet. So there's people about, but if their business goes bust, it's not going to have a massive impact on you. And that's not suggesting anyone's going bust, but you know what I mean? It's outside that sort of thing can domino, or if you fall out or anything like that. So having it in a sort of separate but neighbours is perfect. And that's not going to happen because there's just nothing suitable, so everyone's going to be scattered. I just realised I've said that it's all fine, and saying that out loud, I'm like, that is really sad, and it sucks. It massively sucks. And having to do this within a month, really sucks because when you apply for a place, that can take over a month for them to do the paperwork. So I'm knocking this here. To get the credit checks done, the paperwork done, them to decide, and then they go, "Oh, Gary doesn't work on Thursdays, so it'll be next week," that sort of thing. Whether any of us can find anywhere within 28 days is going to be very interesting. I don't know what. Well, we get in the letter on Wednesday apparently what's going to happen if we're not out in 28 days, because there's been quite a few people going. Maybe we'll just. No, I reckon they'll start bailiffing us. Getting all not bailiff. Well, just throwing all the stuff out if we're not gone by then. And yeah, it just really sucks because it's not going to help anyone, and none of the other business centres closing either is good. And I don't know if the like councils should be profited; they should just be existing. I don't know. Um, so it's a huge toll. I have spent a lot of time looking at these places, and then yeah, just getting discouraged when I'm trying to look at something and then it's been taken down because somebody's got it. And I'm not looking forward to this group viewing because look at me, I'm not, all these people like, oh yes, we're setting up our enterprise thingy, and I'm there going, hello, hi, toy soldiers, please, I'd like to do some toy soldiers here. Something I was looking at this evening in my panic was, okay, if I really, because I'm like, what if I can't find anywhere and 28 days is gone? I've had to look into the option of putting things into big yellow storage, and that's my absolute backup. Looking at clearing some garage space, but then I've got to look at securing the garage and getting it so that it's a good place to store miniatures or anything that needs to be stored, and then it's acceptable. And then that's a pain because I've got items in different places again, which is a huge brain ache. So that's the absolute oh god, I can't find anywhere, is to put it all in yellow storage, and that's really expensive. But we'll see, we'll see. As Richard says, any shared spaces you could all share the cost of. Again, there's no way you can do it without all being financially tied, and there's not many people I'd be comfortable doing with that with anyway. And a lot of people with vehicles are going to look out of town because it's easy, it's cheaper, it's bigger, whereas I've got to be on the public transport route. And yeah, so yeah, it sucks. It sucks massively. So what else is on the thing? So luckily, yeah, it is a really crap time before Salute, but it could be about a month later. Um, Yeah, as Eric says, you store it in yellow storage, new space to work. Because I saw yellow storage advertising as like, you can even run a business from here. And I thought, hey, maybe it's not bad. And went, oh, compared to office space prices, this is expensive. Because I thought I could set it all up there, pack the orders, bring the orders back to the house, have the house as the shipping place. But none of this is ideal. This is going, and I'm frustrated that this is making me go backwards and I want to go forwards. So ideally, I want to find somewhere where I'm like, you know what, this is a blessing in disguise. This new place is even cooler. Because it did work out quite expensive renting two separate rooms. Um, Jez says change sucks, but it'll be a horrible story this time next year. Yes, you can do this. Yeah, and that's the thing. I am confident that I'll fix it. It's just the process is going to be crap. I've seen so many cool places, but yeah, there was one, my favourite one, which was way out of budget, was the Control Tower. Imagine the address being. I should do a Kickstarter so I can get the Control Tower. Bad Squiddo Games, the Control Tower, and it's got that whole glass bit at the top. I want the Control Tower. Um, but yeah, Tim says my storage unit lets people ship from there, but I've seen they leave all the boxes piled up in the loading bay, and that would give me anxiety. It sure would. Um, so yeah, because there's just so many different requirements, and it'll be boring to sort of list them all. But like I said earlier, the main ones are things like the vehicle access. I saw one that I fell in love with, but you can't get a van there. It's like, no. So yeah, drink my beer, my rant. I said, Andy said, how long is the show going to be? I said, I don't know, about half an hour, 45 minutes. Kickstarter. I believe I wasn't in work today. I had today off. I've just been recouping from yesterday. But I got a notification again. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave my buds. And it is going to be really lonely because it's just going to be me um, in some random place. Because a lot of those businesses are just like a lot of the businesses in that community centre. Like I don't have anything in common with them. They are all like law firms and stuff. Um, so the Kickstarter has, I believe, the metal has come today because I got a little notification that North Star had accepted a parcel. Um, that it just also messes up. I've got such a good thing going with North Star because they're across the car park, so they can get little restocks. I can get little restocks. It's just so good for the two businesses. More for me because it's not like they rely on me or anything. Um, but yeah, they have taken in a parcel, so I'll find out tomorrow what that was. But I'm pretty sure it's the Kickstarter metal, so that'll give me a nice little happiness because I'll be able to post the Kickstarter in. So keep an eye out for your notifications because that would be cool. On my notes, I've also got GSPR. I have almost finished GSPR, but then I got stopped because I was distracted by trying to find somewhere to run my business from. But I got packaging done. I met up with a bunch of other businesses on Monday to confirm that I went, this is my final draft. Can any of you see anything wrong with this? And they did not. So it is printed, got my rep sorted. I need to do a few of the online files, and then it is done. And it all arrived the day after I got evicted with London Business Centre all printed on it. So it's now useless. Well, it'll work for 28 days. Well, 30 days, I guess, if it's there. So at least I can start shipping stuff out. But I'll then have to go and buy all the packaging again. Woo! So woohoo! Nick's arrived late. If you mentioned last week that you fear you hadn't done your code or something, and I haven't actually done anything about it yet. But anyone who hasn't got code, it's just in the section in the awaiting processing. So that's the one where I then go and double check to see if it's a backer or just a late backer that instead of a backer that hasn't put the code. So don't worry, basically. Everyone whose thing checks out has been switched to processing. Anyone who is I need to have a look at that, still hasn't, but they're in a little holding pen, so it's all good. Nick's arrived late, may have not noticed. The general update of today is Vapnartak Wicked. They're gonna blow up London Business Centre. I got a volunteering job at the library. It's like cool. Now that I have really less time, that's perfect. And I got my GSPR spin. I got my GSPR sorted, but the packaging will be out of date in a month. Um, stuff. It's my birthday on Sunday. Um, I will, as always, do some sort of exploitation of my birthday. I was using Carol Peag as a thing this week. I can't remember if she'd been back to the vets last time, but I was telling everyone, going, please, my guinea pigs can arthritis. I need some cash. So I will no doubt exploit my birthday at some point later this week and try and, if I can get like a community minis relaunch or something, then I can go, come on, it's my birthday, sign up for some community minis. Because all I want for my birthday is people to just buy some figures. So do that also. I've got that Amazon wish list, just saying. But what a nice pep that would be in these troubling times. Um, what have I got here? The stream is a blooming rollercoaster. Imagine my brain, Richard. I think that's why I was there going, reading War and watching Tina Turner, going, it's the only thing that feels right now. So yeah, it's my birthday. I'll be 35 on Sunday. So I don't know if I'll do a stream or not. Have I got a plan yet? No, I think I'm going to a protest on Saturday, so that'll be like a birthday treat. Okay, go shout at some turfs or something. So that I finished that Red Orchestra book, which has taught me a lot, because I said was stuff like history. I've got loads of holes in my knowledge, and then loads of like bits where I know loads that other people don't know, but it's a specific pit. I was learning about how terrible it was after the war. I was going, well, that sucks indeed. Members of the Red, I've kind of figured who from the Red Orchestra I'm going to be making into miniatures, and the fact that those German resistance folk um, got treated worse after the war than some of the high up ranking Nazis. Yay! She says ironically, in case anyone goes, dear Lord, strayed into the wrong stream. Let's go, ooh, well, that's terrible. um, so all this has given me like this massive urge to tell all their stories. So that'll be coming soon. Because people need to know what they've done, and just these people, they were just absolutely slandered for decades for being unpatriotic. Like, they've risked their lives and watched like pretty much everyone they know die horribly in order to try and stop the rise and total domination of fascism, but they're now bad guys. So it's gonna be really nice to share those stories, and that's the stuff that again gives me the proper drive for all this. I say all the time, if I was just making minis, I would have quit ages ago because all this stuff sucks. I've got a VAT return due, which I'm way behind on. VAT return due in Friday. Friday, is it? What day is it now? Yes, Friday. So got to be sorting that. Theoretically going to London on Sunday. On Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to decide tomorrow because I've paid for my train. The train is an entirely long day, and the event that I was going to has been cancelled, of course. So I may just, because I've got the train ticket bought anyway, I may just go to London for the jollies. Tim, if you're around, because my train goes at like 9:30 p.m. or something, so I'll be around after work. So part of me is, shall I just not because there's too much on and I need to deal with it? Or the other half's kind of going, just go and have a nice day in London. So, Hate Club is on Wednesday evening. Hackney, that's easy to get to, isn't it? Interesting. So it could be good. Like the tech was a good distraction as well. Charles is listening to your week is raising my anxiety. I think that's why my friends are concerned, because it's like, oh, Annie's not doing too well, and I'm smiling far too much for this horrific roller coaster, so all going to come crashing down horrifically, but not yet, not yet. So I might go do some might go to there do some war explore on Wednesday, but because I don't have a viewing booked that day. But we'll see. But hey, there is a universe where I will get that office that I have seen online and looks like so perfect. Maybe it will happen. There was even an office that I was being quite derogatory about because it looked really nasty, but it was cheap and quite big and a bit of a fixer-upper. I was calling it mean names. And I thought, well, if it all goes wrong, I could move to there, but that's gone. That's been snapped up. So yeah, I'm probably just going to end up in a yellow storage. Or I told Andy I was just going to measure his room up and just put a load of grid walls around his bed, and he could have like a sort of ceiling hammock situation. That's also something, because the only choice in these horrible moments, the only thing you can do is fix it. So I'm going to fix it. Oh yeah, I showed Tim. Tim said the office looked like a murder had been committed there. Even the murder office is gone. There's people running up to the murder office going, please. Right, I am getting out of here. There's nothing more on my very hastily scribbled thingy. I'm going to watch a zombie show with Andy. I don't know if he's watching this, because if he is, your time has come. Andy, put the air fryer on. I should probably eat something. Oh yeah, thank you for the cakes I got yesterday. I've been eating really healthily, but it's definitely a cake time. So I've already consumed one of the cakes and the amazing big bar of chocolate, because I can. So yeah, so I may just go, you know what, I'm going to treat Wednesday as my birthday and have a nice day in London. which is what I probably should do. Um, it'd be awesome if I can get that Kickstarter shipped tomorrow, though. How cool would that be? I think that's what's there. We'll find out in the morning. Thanks for coming along to my roller coaster. I think everyone needs a little bit of a rest after this. Um, just have a little sit down, go. But we'll do it. And yeah, this is now. I need to find the exact date, but we're pretty much. Bad Squiddo's 10-year birthday is like now, because I remember it was around my own birthday that Bad Squiddo got conceived. So it's a good mark of a decade. But we can do it. And maybe the next office, the thing that I have been kind of like, ooh, maybe the next office will have decent internet, and I can stream from the office. How cool could that be? Because currently the internet at the office is so bad. Before I go, it reminded me, Jez. I won't say who the man was because I just thought it was quite sweet. Somebody came onto my stand and asked if Jez Hunt had been there because they just really wanted to meet Jez Hunt. I said, don't think he's at this one. Or he is, and he hasn't revealed himself. But you have a fan, Jez, and I thought that was really cool. So yeah, someone was there like, oh, I hope Jez Hunt's there, but you're not. So you will have to come to something so that you can bow to the fans. That'd be cool. So thank you everyone who came to Vapnartak. So it was lovely as always. It was really, again, just really easy. No one was terrible, which is always nice. Um, that weird noise is this, me doing this. Sorry. It's a bit of drinks plastic. Um yes, and we do have Salute coming up. Yay. And loads of stuff because my February and March I've booked with so many different things. I keep getting notifications going, hey, that online lecture you signed up for, hey, that event, that, and I'm like, to be moving offices. So yeah, I've wrote Ian from Penrith coming to some of the viewings. Well, the whole 2 viewings next week. Um, Terribly, I said, come to. I need you to come so that there's a respectful man there, which is terrible, but it's how it is. It's a bit like going to the garage or something. Although Ian is not a respectful respectful man, but by being a man is enough that some of the people would go, now that's a person that we can respect. Whereas if it's me, they might be like, oh, let's not rent out to that woman. She doesn't know what day it is and looks like she just sellotapes frogs to things. Yeah, bring all along. Chris said Jez was there, you just had to hunt for him. And Chris was there, and I don't think Chris ever comes to the live stream unless he just lurks. So hi, Chris. Um, I've also been given a whole bunch of, kindly given a bunch of Chris's leaflets to put out in orders. So if you buy something and go, hang on, is this anything to do with Ali? It's not. I'm just putting the leaflets in because I'm that nice. He did draw me a really good dwarf guinea pig, so I will be posting a picture of that up because it's very cool. So yeah, thanks in advance to Ian, who's going to be helping me by going, yes, a proper man, to look around, and will no doubt be taking taking a load of my stuff to the tip. I said, do you love a tip run? Let's be clearing my garage out in advance because that's probably where all the stuff's going to end up. Yay! And yeah, it also affects him because Fenris currently sublets a bit of my space for his show racks, so they've got to go somewhere as well. Woo! Definitely, if there's going to be a tip run, then there'll have to be an IKEA run, and then there'll have to be IKEA meatballs. Oh no! So not all bad. I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, Andy is here. Yeah, the perfect Valentine's gift, as Valentine's is coming up, is Turkey Man. Get your loved ones Turkey Man; they will love it. And yes, Chisel, you are wicked. And Andy's going to come down and get his food on, and we're going to watch some zombies. Right, bye.